Good morning, Don Palayo here. Today is Saturday, July 26th. I am wiped out. I slept till about about 7 this morning, and I still feel like I need to go back to bed and sleep for another like 3 hours or so. I am I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me right now physically. I am not feeling very good. I'm, I had bariatric surgery, gastric bypass in October of last year, and I've lost a lot of weight. I've lost about 90 pounds. My health my blood work is a lot better at the doctor's office, but man, my energy levels are just trash. I don't feel like, I feel like I'm 90 years old. That's what I feel like. um, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I think I'm also dealing with a little bit of depression right now. I've battled depression on and off for probably the last probably close to no, probably more, probably 20 25 years. I've never had it real. I guess the depths of depression, the worst it ever got was when my first marriage was kind of coming apart, and I remember I got really down in the dumps during that point in my life. I don't feel like that bad right now. It's just more of a I think it's a little bit of financial stress. I'm making progress and paying down debt and stuff, and but I've really got to start building some assets, because building some savings and assets, because life's getting expensive, you guys. I don't know. It's like you need to have the income of a doctor these days in order to live. Um, it's like I make decent money, It's like I feel like, my income is not bad. I don't know how people, I don't know how people making $40,000 $50,000 a year right now are making it. I really don't know how they make it. I mean, like, for real. It's like, I mean, maybe if you've got two people in a household making 50,000 a year, I could see it. But if you're a single person and you're only making 40 or 50, I don't know how you're making it. I really don't know how you're even able to live right now. Um, you almost have to have a roommate or something to split costs with, because it's just it's just gotten way the cost of living has gotten way out of whack with incomes. Incomes have not kept pace with it all. I'm supposed to get my car registered this month, and I'm trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to do it. I have to get my car inspected here in North Carolina, and then and then I can pay the property tax bill on my car. It's not that much, but it's like, for me right now, it's a good chunk of money, and it's like it's ridiculous. It's just getting ridiculous how expensive everything is. It's like I feel like I should have been able to save some money. I mean, I've been through two divorces, which is part of the problem for me. If I had just not fooled with relationships and marriage, if I had just stayed single, I would be in a much better place. Which is why I would tell guys, think long and hard before you do that. I'm not gonna lie. Think really long and hard if that's really what you want, or are you doing what everyone else is telling you to do. Um, that's important. The way I grew up, that was just what you did. It was like, it's that very traditional route where especially growing up in a church, and it's like, they wanted you to get married as quick as you possibly could, and it's just that was not as smart. But I really should have gotten my act together financially before I ever thought about getting married. But um, anyway, it is what it is. So all I can do is how do I proceed from here, right? Well, I'm um I'm about a month away from paying off the last, well, not really the last, but I one of the larger uh, unsecured bills that I have, credit card, I'm paying off. It will be paid, should be paid off at the end of August, and that puts me in a spot where I'm like, I'm paying 800 a month on that right now. I'm paying more than the minimum, so trying to get it paid down. So once that's over, that frees up a little bit of cash. I will probably be getting a raise going into August. I have a meeting with my boss this week to talk about that. So that will be on the agenda this week. I'm hoping. I mean, I know that his costs have gone up too. My you know the my I work in a small business, so I work kind of for the business owner, and I know his costs have gone up too. But it's like I'm hoping to get a $5,000 raise. That's what I got. That's what he gave me last year, and that works out to that for me that's a decent chunk. Um, that'll help. Because you add that to the 800 a month from the bill that I'm paying off, and now I've got easily $1,000 more than I have right now to work with. And especially since door dashing has really died, I was door dashing. I've been door dashing for about the last year and a half, and it's helped. The door dashing has really helped me. I've been using that money to pay off debt, and it's helped me a lot. But door dashing is dying right now. People are reining in their spending. Nobody's ordering DoorDash anymore. It's easily off 50%, if not more, from what it was like 3 or 4 months ago. So I don't know what to. So the DoorDash income is not what it was. I'll be lucky to to get $1,000 a month door dashing, whereas I was making like 1,500 to 2,000 a month. Um, so we'll see. Here lately, I've been averaging about $100 a week, which is not much. Um, yeah, I'm kind of wondering if part of it's the season. I think maybe during the summer, more people are getting out and going out to eat, going to restaurants. Maybe when the fall hits and it starts getting darker in the evening, maybe there'll be more dashing opportunities. I don't know. We'll see. But I know everybody's struggling right now. I'm hearing a lot about it. Here I see a lot of it online. I have friends that are talking to me about it. A lot of people are hurting right now financially. I think the economic system is really starting to fall apart here in the United States. It hasn't affected the stock market yet, but this week I am probably going to be reducing my stock market exposure some. Um, I do not have a lot of confidence in where the stock market is. It's like nobody has any discretionary income right now. The only people that do are about the top 10% of income earners in the country. That's basically the only people that have money now. 90% I think about, I was looking this up and I was looking up how many Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And I was seeing some numbers around 60%. I think it's way more than that. I guarantee you it's at least 80% of the United States population is living paycheck to paycheck right now. Um, we're in real troubled waters right now, and I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I think that's part of why we're starting to see some wars starting to we're starting to see those pop up around the globe right now. Of course, Russia and Ukraine have been going on for a while. We've had Israel and uh, Hamas. We just recently had Cambodia and Thailand going at each other. Um, I feel like things are really getting a little shaky right now, and I don't know where it's going. I really don't know where it's going to go. And I'm just trying to get myself into a position where I can start building up a little bit of emergency supplies here at home. I keep thinking about selling this house. It's like I could sell my house right now. Probably walk away with about 70 after the fees and everything. I could probably walk with about 70,000, and I could buy myself a condo, an inexpensive condo somewhere, or a mobile home somewhere, and basically have virtually zero mortgage. And since my mortgage along with the homeowners association is about 1,200 and something a month, and I could completely eliminate that. That is something I'm really thinking about right now, because this house, it's just me living here. It's a lot more house than what I need. I'm only one person living here, and it's about a 1,700 square foot house. And I'm just like, I don't need all this space. I really don't. I mean, I could be just fine living in a 600 square foot mobile home, or a condo, and put that money that I'm spending on mortgage and stuff. Put that in the bank. Put it in gold and silver. Put it in investments. I mean, I right now I'm kind of leaning more towards commodities. For those of you that are new to the channel, I'm not real big on cryptocurrency. Younger people are really into it, but I'm very leery of it. I really feel like crypto could be a way of extracting wealth out of people. It's made people rich so far, but we've seen this. We've seen this before. We've seen this dog and pony show before. We've seen, the Dutch tulip bubble back in the 1600s, when tulip bubbles became all the rave and became extremely expensive, and people were investing in tulip bulbs, believe it or not, and that came crashing down. At least with stocks, not everybody's big on stocks, but at least with stocks, you have a business behind it. There's a business there. There's an income stream that business is generating. Hopefully, there are hard assets of the business: buildings, offices, equipment. So there's actually something behind it. With crypto, it's just like this invisible digits on the screen. It's just, I mean, it's really all it is. There's nothing backing it except supply and demand. And I don't know. I'm not going to tell people not to do it, but I wouldn't be betting the farm on it either. You know what I mean? We all need to get a little bit more prepared. We all need to reduce our debt as much as possible. I've really started trying to clamp down on my discretionary spending as much as I can. I need to go to the grocery store today, but I really don't want to spend any money. I'm trying to delay. I have some meat in the refrigerator, in my freezer, so I set some meat out. I've got a good bit of meat in the freezer. I do have some canned vegetables and things. I mean, I could get by. I do need to get some bottled water. I'm out of water at this point. So I do need to go get some bottled water, but I am really clamping down on my spending. Once I have all this, this payment off of me, and I get a raise, and I'll have an extra $1,000 a month. That's going to give me a little bit of breathing room, not a lot, but a little. Some of that money is already claimed. I'm going to be putting it toward some of it toward my student loan. I need to get that paid off. Sick of hearing about it. It's like I shouldn't have gone back to school when I did. Unfortunately, I've a lot of the mistakes that I've made in my life have been from listening to other people telling me what to do with my life. And I was, when you're young, it's like you're trying to listen to people that you trust. And my mother really felt like I needed to go back to school. Even though I already had a bachelor's degree, I had a bachelor's degree in finance. She thought I should go back to school and get an accounting degree and get my CPA. Well, I did get the degree. I never did get the CPA. I didn't really enjoy accounting that much. It only took me about a year and a half, with the accounting coursework that I had to do. But she thought I should go to High Point University, which is a wonderful university, but it's a private university and it's expensive. And I took on some student debt to do that, and that was stupid. I shouldn't have done that, but uh, I was trying to. My mom was always someone I trusted a lot with making decisions about things, and I understood her point of view with it. And honestly, it's my own fault that I didn't get the CPA. I did pass one of the sections of the CPA exam, and I just never finished it. I wound up taking the regulation section. Was it regulation? I passed the business environment and concept section. And then I went in and I think I took the regulation section and I got my butt kicked. And I'm kind of like that. If I go in and I fail an exam, I have a tendency of quitting, and I probably shouldn't have done that. I did that with the CFP too. The Certified Financial Planner designation. I took that last July, and I didn't even I don't feel like I even came close to passing that exam. You know, Most times when I go in to take an exam, I took the CFA level one of the Chartered Financial Analyst test, and I felt like I did fairly well. I felt at least fairly comfortable with the material. I just barely did not pass that exam when I took it a few years back. Um, the CFP right out of the gate. I mean, and I made A's and B's in all of the coursework that I had done for getting prepared for the CFP. I was doing well on on all the practice tests, and then I walked in there and took it, and it was like I hadn't even studied for this thing. It really was like that. I went in there to take the actual exam, and it felt like I had not even studied at all. And I walked out there completely bewildered. Like I knew that I hadn't passed it. I remember I was sitting there taking it, and I got through the first 10 questions, and I'm thinking, I hope these questions get easier. No, they didn't. And I remember I walked out of there. I had the biggest headache, and it was just like I didn't even come close to passing that exam. And it's a little bit frustrating because I don't feel like the classes and the coursework that I did preparing for the exam prepared me for the real deal. I don't feel like it did at all. Because I made solid grades all the way through it, and including on on each class that you passed, you took an exam at the end of that class, and you had to go in and pass that. So I had passed all of those tests first time. I took them, didn't fail any of them. Went in and passed all of them, made A's or B's. I didn't make any C's. It was A's and B's in all of those on all of that coursework. And then you go in and take the cumulative exam, and I got massacred. And that's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's like you feel like you've done what you can do, I don't know. So I haven't picked it back up, and I'm just kind of like said, screw it. If I was younger, if I was in my 20s or early 30s, I would worry about it. I would have gone after it again. But I'm almost 50, and I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of all of it. Tired of studying. I'm tired of working, to be honest with you. It's not my job. It's just I don't. I want to enjoy some of my life, and it's like I don't feel like I can really do that working. Um, I'm ready to kind of enjoy my life, and I'm not making a lot of progress to get to the point where I will be able to enjoy my life. So that is why I am really thinking about selling this house, minimizing, downsizing a lot, and moving into something smaller, something I could just completely pay off. Um, it's starting to make a lot of sense to me in my mind. The only thing is, if I look at this house as an investment, which some people tell you not to look at your primary residence as an investment, but it could be looked at that way. Um, it could be a significant part of my net worth when I get to the retirement stage, and it's like, well, I could hold it, live here, and then sell it when I get to retirement. I've considered moving overseas where it would be cheaper. I'd have, my money would go further. Um, there's places I could go. I don't know. I haven't made my mind up about all that yet, but I do know that I'm getting tired. My body feels extremely tired today. And it's like I'm not really doing that much. It's like I'm not. I mean, I sit in an office all day, and that might be part of the problem. I probably need to get out and get some exercise. Um, yeah. So anyway, I'm a little bit. I don't. I think I feel like a lot of Americans do right now. We're just not real happy. We're not real happy. Um, we're tired of working. We're tired. We're here on this earth for such a short time, and it's a shame that we spend all of our healthy years doing stuff that we really would rather be doing something else, with our life. So that's kind of the way it feels. I mean, it's just a reality of being an adult. We all we all have to work. Nobody wants, somebody's going to have to work, in order to produce and so that we can have things, but sometimes I think I went into the wrong line of work that maybe I should have gone into medicine or something. I see a lot of the incomes of some of these doctors and stuff, and I'm like, shoot, man, if I had done that, I probably could have retired when I was, 50, 55. And none of them do. None of them do retire at that age, but most of them could if they wanted to. um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting a little bit frustrated with life right now. I'm not real happy, and I need to find some ways of being happy. And that's kind of what I that's kind of why I have my hobbies. I enjoy coin collecting, baseball cards, but you have to have money for it. That's the problem. It's like you have to have money. The hobbies that I have, you have to have some money to do them. And yeah. Anyway, I think we're all a little frustrated. We're all sick of working, and pay is going to have to go up. It's got to do a better job of keeping up with these expenses, because the cost of living is just ridiculous at this point. They all act like we have the salaries of doctors, and it's like, no, we're just regular people. you know, it's like, but anyway, I'm gonna get off here and stop whining. I've got a few things I need to do today. I'm probably not going to do a whole lot because I don't feel like doing a whole lot today. I'm feeling pretty worn out and tired, but I'm going to try to clean up around my house a little bit. I Yeah. Tell me what y'all think. How is everyone else doing out here right now financially? How's everybody feeling about life? I'd like to hear your comments. For those of you that are new, like and subscribe. We talk about a lot of different things here, talking about how our society is, the health of our society, which I think right now is not doing very well. This is not a political thing. I voted for Donald Trump all three times, and I don't know if it really matters who we elect anymore. It's like I've liked some of the things Trump's done so far. Some of the stuff he's focused on, I don't understand why he's going down those, you know, some of this international stuff. It's like the, the tariffs. The tariffs, I understand. He's trying to bring jobs back to the United States, and it is. I have seen. If you don't pay attention to the business news, you may not have seen it. But I've been seeing some reshoring happenings. I've seen here and there little trickles of it, and I'm hoping that we'll see more of that, especially going into the year end and as we're getting geared up for the midterm elections next year. But we'll see. Anyway, you guys have a great evening. Like and subscribe, comment. I do read the comments, and I will talk to you all again soon.